When I called to ask about their wedding, my daughter-in-law's words froze me in place. We got married yesterday, and we only invited special people. Special people. Me? The mother who had spent years keeping their lives afloat? I wasn't special enough to witness the happiest day of my only son's life. For 3 years, I had been their safety net. Every month, I sent $500 for rent. I filled their fridge, bought the furniture they loved, and covered emergency expenses I didn't need to. I had tucked away money from my late husband's inheritance so they could breathe easy. I had imagined myself at Max's wedding. Pale pink dress, polished shoes, heart full of pride and joy. Instead, it hung untouched in my closet, silent, mocking. Social media revealed the truth. Lena in her wedding dress, arms linked with her proud parents, her siblings toasting with champagne. The rings, the honeymoon, even the money I had sent for her dress, all gone without acknowledgement. I had given everything, and yet I was invisible. Special people had a very selective definition. I remembered Max as a boy, so sweet, so eager to please. The little hugs in the park, his first day of school, the way he would call me the best mom in the world. Every birthday, every small victory, I celebrated more than anyone else. I worked extra hours, skipped meals, and sacrificed my own comfort to ensure their happiness. But somewhere along the way, love became invisible to them. My sacrifices became their expectation, my presence a tool, my money a lifeline they could exploit without guilt. The week after the wedding, Lena called. The rent. Overdue. The landlord threatening eviction, her trembling voice begged, pleaded, as if nothing had happened a week ago. And then it clicked. I added up every dollar I had spent over 3 years. Rent, groceries, birthday gifts, Christmas presents, emergency loans, car payments, furniture, medical expenses, $33,400. Money from my savings, my pension, my late husband's inheritance, all spent on adults who treated me like an ATM. I realized I had been invisible in my own home, my own life, for decades. The next morning, I went to the bank. Mr. Klein, the branch manager who had processed every transfer, blinked when I asked him to cancel automatic payments and secure my accounts. "Are you sure?" he asked. I left feeling lighter than I had in years. My money, my life, mine. For the first time, I wasn't living for them. I was living for myself. Then they came to my house. Max, head in his hands. Lena, pacing. A man in a gray suit rifling through my personal documents. "Mrs. Richter, thank goodness you're here. We need to talk," Lena said, sweet and fake. The man introduced himself, Dr. Fisher, family law attorney. Max tried his rehearsed sympathy. "Mom, we're worried. We think you might be confused." Confused? The woman who called me not special now painted me as incompetent, trying to steal control of my life and finances? I did not flinch. I gathered my papers. I said, "These are mine. You have no right to read them." Lena reached for my hand with her fake tenderness. I pulled away. I was done being invisible. I was done being their ATM. I remembered the beans and rice I ate so they could have steak. The holidays I gave up to cover their emergencies, the friendships I abandoned, the hobbies I shelved, all to be indispensable. But indispensable didn't make me special. It made me invisible. Every bank transfer, every call, every small gift, they believed it was their due. Every time I felt proud, it was met with indifference. Every heartfelt act, met with assumption. I had confused love with money, giving until there was nothing left for myself. I began to see myself clearly, not as the invisible mother, the financial provider, the silent sufferer, but as Renata. I could live for myself.
I could reclaim the time, the energy, the love I had spent on those who refused to reciprocate. I stopped answering every call, stopped rushing to the bank at their command. I went for walks just because I wanted to, not because they needed me. I read books, drank coffee slowly, remembered who I was before I became their financial lifeline. They tried everything: calls, texts, even their lawyer. "Mom, please, you don't understand. You're under stress. You're confused." Confused? No, I was the clearest I had been in decades. I reminded them all that I had done was freely given. No one had the right to manipulate, coerce, or steal my life. I had learned to say no. I had learned to protect myself. I had learned that love is not obligation. And I had finally learned that boundaries are power. Now my days are mine. Haircuts, dinners, museum trips, walks in the park. I enjoy small pleasures I gave up for them. Friends have returned, neighbors check in. Even Mr. Klein, who only saw me through transactions, showed more genuine care than my own children had in years. I remember Max as the sweet boy who called me the best mom. That memory is warm, but it doesn't define my present. I am defined by my choices, my life, my reclaimed dignity. They called me not special on the happiest day of their lives. I gave everything and got absence in return. But I am not a victim. I am a woman who stands tall, who finally puts herself first, who refuses to be invisible. If Max and Lena return contrite, I will listen. If not, I will live my life with my head held high. That, I realized, is the greatest inheritance. My life, my dignity, and my freedom, finally mine.